Welcome back, race fans, to Inside NARC, talking about this special couple of weeks coming up for the NARC 410 Sprint Car Series, the fastest 5 days in motorsports, Southern Oregon Speedway, Douglas County Dirt Track, Cottage Grove Speedway, Willamette Speedway, and Grays Harbor Raceway. Also going to be discussing the over $60,000 win Jim Raper Memorial Super Dirt Cup. We've got a great list of guests on this episode, so let's get into it. But before we get to the interview, make sure wherever you're listening or watching from, you hit the like button and subscribe so that you don't miss out on future episodes. Well, on the phone with Jim Allen, General Manager of the NARC 410 Sprint Car Series. Jim, it's finally here. The heavy congestion of fixtures for the NARC 410 Series 65th anniversary season. You've got the fastest 5 days in motorsports, followed by the Jim Raper Memorial Super Dirt Cup. If you love racing, this is right up your alley.
Oh, I totally agree. If you're a sprint car fan, a true sprint car fan, this is your couple weeks to really enjoy the sport. I mean, 5 straight nights of racing, Oregon through Washington, and then obviously the Super Dirt Cup, which is paying $62,000 a win on June 22nd. It really doesn't get better than that. We've been working really hard. Promoters are all fired up. I mean, it's going to be a great couple weeks of racing.
Well, and we're expecting, good car counts, good, solid, not just quantity, but quality fields each and every night. And then, of course, the fans. I mean, it's just insane. There's no doubt about it on a Wednesday night to see a packed house. A Thursday night, of course, Friday, Saturday, and even Sunday, just thousands and thousands of race fans coming to support these facilities.
Exactly, and the promoters have done a pretty good job on this one. I mean, I was surfing Facebook and Instagram, and I mean, we got Tanner Holmes signing autographs at a couple different places in Roseburg. I think we have a fireworks show on the Father's Day Spectacular at Grays Harbor. We got country western star, I think her name is Jessie Lay, she's going to put on a concert right after the races. And and then on top of that, we have the Northwest Focus Midgets racing with us the first 4 nights. That's Galen and Carla Stewart, 2 great people. They run a nice, tight show. Like I said, it doesn't get any better than this. I mean, if you're an open wheel fan and you're not here, whatever, you must be in jail.
Sure, exactly. You better find a way to break out, because something's wrong. So, talking about the racing aspect of things, the NARC 410 Sprint Car Series Championship, the March for the King of the West. Not only is this a big indicator who's going to win the championship, but there's an excellent battle going at the top of the table.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of strange. We're going up to the Super Dirt Cup. We have a whopping 6 races in the books. I mean, that's it. And, I think we probably should have had closer to 10. So that's put a lot more emphasis on the fastest 5 days. Now, the 3-day Super Dirt Cup for NARC competitors pay show-up points. So it all really comes down to what happens between Wednesday and Sunday. We got Cole Macedo, who fired out of the starting blocks, won the first 2 races of the season. And, we're going to go, well, shoot, this might be one of those runaway seasons. And then, there's Justyn Sanders, who just, never goes away. I mean, one of the fiercest competitors out there. He's won 3 out of the last 4 races. On top of that, he's won 5 Sprint Car Challenge Tour races in a row. Man, if you want to talk about red hot, burn your hand, Justyn Sanders is that guy right now. And so we're going to see these guys battle. And, if for some strange reason they battle themselves out of contention, you got Bud Kaeding, who is just Mr. Consistent right behind him, who knows how to, he's the ultimate points chaser. I mean, he knows how to make the best of a bad night. And sometimes it comes down to that. It's like, it's not really how many races you win. It's about how many bad nights you don't have.
Oh, absolutely. And you got Cole Macedo, who's going to go in off of a night of racing, competing with the High Limit Series on Tuesday, and then the first race of the fastest 5 days. So he's going to kind of be in a warm-up mode, I guess to say. He's all warmed up. But yeah, you mentioned Justyn Sanders. At one point in the season, they were just inside the top 10, and then all of a sudden, they had this breakthrough, and now it's like, holy cow, this is a force to reckon with.
Yeah, Justyn has been he's been fun to watch. I mean, the move he did to take the lead at Placerville. I mean, I think everybody in the El Dorado Fairgrounds stood up and just said, "What the heck did I just see?" So yeah, like I said, it's going to be good. And then we got the spoiler factor going on here too. So you got the likes of Chase Johnson and obviously Dominic Scelzi and Justyn Cox and Dylan Bloomfield, who are all just anxious to knock both of those top two guys out of victory lane. And, and then Tanner Holmes, Robbie Price, those guys are, they're all running, all 5 shows. I think we got the proverbial 12 guys on race night who can actually win the thing. So I'm pumped. That's all I can say. I'm ready to go.
Oh, for sure. And that was another aspect I was going to bring up. The spoiler factor is the rookie race is getting interesting too, because Gage Garcia now is getting a lot of momentum in the Keller Motorsports 2K, where Caden Steele was shining early. Who's going to get their first career NARC win? It could be those guys. It could be Dylan Bloomfield. He was fast at Medford last year. It could be Tanner Holmes. Could be Robbie Price. That's going to be, I think, a fun little storyline to follow as well.
Oh, absolutely. So if I'm remember right, we've got Caden Steele. He leads Gage Garcia by a whopping 4 points in the race for the Rookie of the Year award. And I mean, Gage ended up putting together a second place finish at Placerville, which if that didn't wake a few people up about what the rising star is, I don't know what else we can do for you. And then Kaeding, I mean, he's got a couple podium finishes, a couple threes already. And, Dominic Gordon, I mean, he's down there a little ways, but he's heating up, and he's going to be a wild card in this thing also. And if you really mix it all together, it's exciting to watch. I mean, we're watching another generation of young drivers come through the NARC series, which makes the future very bright for sprint car racing on the left coast.
Oh, no doubt about it. It's not you're showing up to see a tail kicking by just one guy. There's so many intricate storylines going on, and it's going to be fun to see it all unfold throughout the course of the week. And then, of course, we have a speed week, and then you get the bonus. You get one of the biggest races on the West Coast as far as history prestige with the Jim Raper Memorial Super Dirt Cup at Skagit. That pre-entry list is looking impressive, and no doubt the racing there is going to be wonderful.
Absolutely. I mean, we should have 50 or 60 cars there for that. Competition is going to be tough. I mean, you got to be on your game from the second you pull out on that racetrack. And it all comes down to how many points you can earn in those first 2 nights. And if you slip up, you're going to be coming through the C main event, and that makes life really tough for anybody. And we'll see how we're going to have a 40 lapper. I think the 62,000 win plus $1,000 a lap in lap money. Whoever wins that race is going to go home. They're going to need an armed guard.
Yeah, well, and something cool too that they do at Skagit Speedway is they're really up in the game as far as fan activities, fan engagement with they got the pre-race party or the kickoff party on Wednesday. They've got the fan fest Saturday morning, early afternoon, and then you did a great job organizing the golf tournament. Just wonderful opportunities for people to do some things that may not be just watching racing, but also racing related.
Yeah, sort of the old saying, I went to a party and a race broke out.
Yeah.
Those used to be kind of the way you used to describe the Gold Cup Race of Champions back in the day. And, a lot of you would have such a good time. The racing was just incidental to everything that was taking place. So, yeah, there's a lot of things there. We got 80 people in a golf tournament. To raise money for the Race for Dean Foundation and the NARC Benevolent Fund. And then everybody's going to head over to the Railroad Pizza and Pub for we're going to give away the awards there, and there's going to be cars on display. There's a fan show on Saturday. It's not a race; it's an event. It's happening, and you need to hang out for 3 or 4 days to truly enjoy it.
Well, I'm super excited to see everything firsthand take place. I know you are, and hopefully the fans that are listening that they're going to be joining us too, because they're in for a real treat for these next couple weeks.
Absolutely. And for some strange reason, if you can't break out of jail, hopefully they got Flow Racing. So everything's going to be on Flow Racing if you can't make the trip. So, like I said, we hope to see everybody there. If not, catch it on Flow Racing, and we can't do any better than that.
Well, Cole Macedo, the point leader for the NARC 410 Sprint Car Series, you guys have been solid and consistently fast all year long, and now a big test for you and the Tarleton Motorsports team with the now fastest 5 days in motorsports expanded to 5 nights versus 4. Last year, you guys were really fast and got the victory at Willamette Speedway in Lebanon. And now Cottage Grove Speedway kind of thrown in the mix. Some guys have some experience there. Some guys don't. And there's also a lot of guys that don't have 410 experience at that racetrack. So it should be a fun 5 nights of racing.
Yeah, for sure. I think that, the Oregon Speed Week, along with the Washington one there, Dirt Cup and all that, it's an awesome trip. I know I had a lot of fun last year, and Drew Warner, my crew chief, has done it the last 3 years, I think. So, I'm super excited to run all them tracks. They usually get pretty slick and have some character, and you can kind of tune your car. I guess I should say normal. We haven't really had that lately here in California. It's kind of been rough and slick and heavy and all in one, and so. It's thrown a turn at us. So, but I think that with the amount of racing that I've been running this year and seeing all these different tracks, I think that I'll be in good shape. And Drew Warner and the boys, I know they've been working hard, and I think we have a good piece. So, I'm super excited to get going.
Most people would shy at seeing 5 days in a row and be like, man, that's way too much for me. But a lot of you guys, yourself included, you're conditioned and you're calibrated for this amount of races in such a short period of time. And being each day a different racetrack, I mean, every day's a new day, right? It's like going, playing a baseball game at a new stadium multiple days in a row versus getting stuck in one place.
Yeah. I think that, as much as I've been racing, I feel like I've been racing almost either every day or every other day. I think that last weekend I ran with the 16 car there in Ohio, and as well as, I don't even remember where Grandview, PA. We ran 4 races in 5 days. So speed weeks are kind of the normal for me nowadays, I feel like. So, yeah, I think that, I'm kind of almost fully recovered from my injury earlier in the year there and at Hanford, and my ribs are fully healed up. And yeah, I think that, my team is ready. We got a trailer full of parts and fresh guys, young, talented workers. So I think that we're going to have an up on most people, going into the week for sure.
Well, and I know it couldn't all be done. I mean, you mentioned Drew Warner, of course. You've got a great core of supporters as well as some awesome people sponsoring you for the team that you're a part of. Yeah.
Tarleton's obviously on the car and are a huge part. Tommy and Melissa Tarleton, along with my Uncle Tom and Aunt Martha. They've been a great car owner family. To me for the last 5-6 years, and huge support system with that family, and along with Sean and Felicity Dyson with Complete Parts and Equipment, Durst family, there's a long list of people that keep the Tarleton 21 going up and down the road. So, I'm feeling, like I said before, I'm feeling pretty confident and excited to get going.
Well, Tanner Holmes going to be representing the state of Oregon. Tanner, you've traveled a lot this year across the country, racing against High Limits, World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series, and now showcasing your talent and your skill in your home state of Oregon with the NARC 410 Series. You've got to be excited and got to be looking forward to 5 straight nights of racing at some very familiar racing facilities.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, when I started our season, we kind of had this stretch of shows really circled on the calendar. Medford's obviously home, Roseburg's close to home, about all of them. And it's nice. You basically just get on I-5 and you go track to track. So I'm really looking forward to it. I feel like we've kind of been preparing all season for it in a way. We've been running a lot of different racetracks. You mentioned all the traveling and got to do some 360 stuff to kind of get back in our groove, and really just been trying to work on our 410 program. I feel like we've made a lot of strides, and this is going to be a good opportunity for us to kind of show that and really show how strong we are at places that we are familiar with. A lot of times we're racing on other people's turf. People now are kind of coming to our homes. So I think it's a good chance for us to really show what we got.
Well, and I think what's kind of incredible about this year, it's 5 days. That's a long time span. But Cottage Grove renowned for sprint car racing and a lot of famous races taking place there. But it's their first 410 race in about 10 years. And there's only a handful of guys that are expected to be there that have ever raced a 410 there. So things could get really interesting.
No, they definitely can. I think all these places are kind of wild cards. You don't, like I said, we've only went to each of them one time on the NARC schedule, and that's only in the past couple seasons. So, guys really haven't seen a lot of different track conditions there. They basically have maybe one night of notes at best. And I think that's like where we kind of come into play. We've seen how the tracks have done different things and how they prep them. And, like I said, we haven't ran a 410 necessarily on them, but, like I said, just have an eye for things and kind of how it all plays out. Like I mentioned, we've just really been, I feel like more than anything, just kind of in the grit and the grind, like I said, working on our program little by little and trying to go to California and race and go to Washington and race. We were just up at Skagit to get laps before Dirt Cup. I think that's everything, just having good preparation and then, kind of hopefully being in the right spot at the right time to attack these places and put ourselves up front, starting good, making dashes, qualifying well, kind of just checking all the boxes throughout the night. And like I said, that's where things get intense. We want to kind of be the guys to, obviously try and pounce on those opportunities. So it's going to be great too, because we start right there at home. Like I mentioned, Southern Oregon Speedway. So if we can kind of get things started off hot, I would say that's, maybe out of the whole entire week, that's probably going to be our best track. And in all the other places we ran well at too. But, if that can kind of kickstart us, I think that could be everything.
Well, no doubt you're such a great ambassador for the sport. For people that aren't following you, you're a staple when it comes to racing and your and your vlogging on YouTube, and the ability that you're able to attract new fans to racing, and it's very admirable and very cool. And those are huge supporters of you, but I know you've got some great sponsors, some great marketing partners, and some great people that are putting hands on this race car.
Yeah, absolutely. No, we do. And it's been a great last stretch. We finally, in May got rolling and won a couple of races and clicked off, like the Marvin and some races we really wanted to win. So yeah, I couldn't do it without the loss and Shane DeWald Trucking and QRC, Vienendahl Trucking, S-Tech, Triple X on board this year for us, Ty 22, Champion Car Wash, Rod and Supply, Bullseye Design and Print, Canopy Country, Orville Tax, ABC Powder Coating. The list kind of goes on for me. Carbon Works, Fast 4 Media, Earth Environmental, Pit Stop USA. Like I said, we just got a lot of good people, and my mom and dad and Carlos and my family. We just put a lot into it. Like I said, this is kind of our one chance to really race at home for 2 weeks straight. So we're here to take advantage of it. We kind of have all the fastest 5 days circled, but we're keeping the Dirt Cup in the back of our mind too. That's an even bigger one, and especially with the inverts in the format, there's kind of some opportunity for, I feel like, some different guys. Sometimes it's not always the guy that you would pick to win. So kind of just see how things play out, and more than anything, try to get a couple wins on our way up. And then, if we could be starting up front for $62,000, that wouldn't be too bad too.
Well, Nick Parker, fastest 5 days in motorsports. It's upcoming. It's a lot of racing and not a lot of time. And it's just a basic cram session, but a good chance to log some good laps, visit some unique racetracks, and get a lot of racing in, like I said, in a short time span.
Yeah, it's always good if you can get in the car as many times as you can in a week. And just getting back to some tracks that we know from last year. And luckily we got some help this year. My brother and my dad, a young gentleman from Australia, Ben Morris, and as always, Shiggy, my crew chief. So it should be pretty grueling 5 days and then 3 up in Skagit, but really looking forward to it. Bringing out a different car that seems to be working really well. And just can't wait to get after it. Just got done firing the race car right now and had a few things to check and getting loaded up here in a bit. So
for you as a driver, what's the biggest challenge with 5 straight nights of racing? Is it just the grueling ins and outs of racing, maintenance, and just the nonstop of that, or is it adapting to these tracks that you see not very often, or what is it for you?
I mean, it's a little bit of everything, it's obviously it's late nights, early mornings, maintenance, car washes, all the rest of it. But, I'm really excited for it. It's what I live for. And I think it's going to really, these teams are going to be put to the test. So it's going to show who's really got their stuff together. And it's really about all prepping for this, I mean, if you have a few bad nights and if you're not prepped for it, race car wise, it's going to show and it's going to take a toll on your team. So, that's why we took this last weekend off, trying to get ready and just making sure we got a bunch of spare parts because a lot could go wrong. And those 5 nights and running for points and all, you got to make the show. So, just really want to give a big shout out to Metal Tech Fabrications. They come on board this year again and really helped us out for this swing. So, as long as Parker Automotive, Rock Knocker, BG, Tynerhurst Enterprises, and Kaeding Performance, these guys really help us out a lot and get us to the track. And same thing with my parents. Dumping a lot of money into this, and we're gonna give it our all. That's for sure.
Well, Chase Johnson getting set for the fastest 5 days in motorsports. Chase, you did this deal last year. Going to be in your own equipment this year. Got to be really excited to crank out a lot of races here in the upcoming week.
Definitely. We're very excited to hit the road. It'll actually be the first time that the 24 sees another state besides California. So really looking forward to spending the next couple of weeks up north, being, like you said, being a part of this event and this little small series and Dirt Cup last year. It was a great time. Everyone had a blast. It was a good bunch of tracks. The fans were amazing. And just the amount of knowledge that you learn about your race car racing that many days in and out and being on the road is very, very important. So I'm looking forward to hitting the road with my guys. I'm really looking forward to it. Like I said, we've got we got all 3 motors back. We've got 2 race ready cars. So we're as prepared as possible. It takes a lot to do this venture, and lucky for us, we've got some great partners that allow us to do this and do this correctly and right. And it's a big thank you to Toyota Marin, Toyota Walnut Creek, and Toyota Sunnyvale, and the Price family dealerships, Avanti Windows and Doors, King Concrete. We've got a great list of partners. Puts up USA for supplying all us for our parts. A lot goes into this effort, and it is just 2 weeks, but it's a lot of racing in 2 weeks. I'm looking forward to it. The fans, like I said, are great tracks, great atmosphere, and we get to finish it off at Dirt Cup in Skagit. So it'll be a good time. Hopefully we see a lot of new fans.
Well, we got the freshly graduated Dylan Bloomfield out of Oakley. Dylan, you and the Vertulo Racing 83V team getting prepped and ready for a long spell of racing in the Pacific Northwest. Got to feel really good to get a lot of races coming up on this schedule. The congestion of the fixtures sure can be heavy, but it's a chance to really soar and put some good nights together.
Yeah, I'm super excited to get out to Oregon and Washington and go race some 410s out there. Last year it was a whole lot of fun. It was only 4 days, but we still had a whole lot of fun, and it's pretty hard on the team, to take all those days off of work and go racing, but still I think it's definitely a lot more fun than going to work for sure. So I think we're all excited to go racing and spend some late nights washing race cars and getting ready for the next night, and hopefully celebrating some wins coming up.
How great does it feel, I guess is the question I'm asking. How great does it feel going into the second year? You know what to expect now. With the exception that it's expanded to 5 versus 4 days, but to have that string of races all put together, different types of racetracks, but not going there for the first time, you got to feel pretty happy and somewhat confident.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, I'm excited. The team's excited. I mean, we've been almost all the racetracks in a 410. The only one we haven't been to is Cottage Grove. So, I think it's Cottage Grove. Yeah, Cottage Grove. So, I mean, we're excited to get to Cottage Grove in a 410. I ran a 360 there last year, and it raced really well. So, I think it'll be a good night at Cottage Grove, and hopefully for the rest of the week. Southern Oregon, we went quick time last year with NARC, and I think it put on a pretty good show. I think we ran fourth, so I think that was probably my best finish last year. And hopefully we can get up to that top spot right off the bat starting this Wednesday.
Well, and who are some of the people that you want to thank to make all this possible?
Oh, Star Property Management, Dave and Debbie Vertulo. Couldn't be doing it without them. Everyone's giving me this opportunity to go racing every weekend and do these 8 days in 2 weeks or whatever. So can't thank them enough. Air One Racing, Dairy Silver Ranches, Pit Barrel, Redline Oil, Type 22, MPD, King Racing Products, BR Motorsports, Simpson, Vallejo and Martinez Coin Exchange, Bowman and Sons Trucking, Vatos Tacos, just everyone that gets us up and down the road. We couldn't do it without them. And my entire team, of course, Heavy D and Rich and Ed. Unfortunately, Dad won't be able to go this week because he's got work. So it'll be just 5 of us or 4 of us or whatever it is. So we're excited to go, and yeah.
Well, Justyn Cox, the Bates Hamilton Racing number 42X, headed back to the Pacific Northwest, fastest 5 days in motorsports. Cottage Grove Speedway, a new track thrown into the mix. And that expanded to 5 days. That's got to be a fun but demanding challenge for you and the race team.
Yeah, it's always fun to kind of test yourself for 5 straight days like that. They're tracks I'm pretty familiar with. I've had a lot of experience at Cottage Grove over the years, so I'm excited for Heather and for everybody in Cottage Grove to get NARC back over there. I've never ran a 410 at Cottage Grove specifically, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. But 5 straight days is good. You really get to test kind of your team's camaraderie and your will to want to do good. And you definitely, I feel like you get sharper after the end of 5 straight days like that. So it should be really fun.
And obviously you want to try and get that edge, that sharpness with, the big money on at Dirt Cup the following week.
Yeah, it's all important. One for points, it's 5 straight days. A lot can happen. There's a lot of parity in speed weeks like that. And we're trying to dig ourselves out of a hole with that DNF earlier in the season. It really kind of set us back where without a DNF, we probably would have been right there in the top 5, running pretty good in points. But we're slowly clawing our way back out. So just have some fun with those 5 days. And then, it leads right into Dirt Cup, which obviously is one of our bigger races of the year, and a lot of opportunity to gain some prestige and maybe make a little money on the side as well. So looking forward to it all. Last year didn't go that great with the Dirt Cup side of things, breaking a rear end, literally not even lap 1 of the whole weekend, and kind of had to dig out of a hole the whole time. So just hoping for a little smooth week. Speed weeks never are necessarily perfectly smooth, so just try and minimize any kind of parts failures and see where we go.
Well, and in order for all this to be made happen, it takes a lot of people, and it takes a lot of sponsors, and it sounds like you've got some great support coming up here to Oregon.
Yeah, we have a lot of great sponsors and great help. First and foremost, without Josh Bates, Roger Hamilton, Lori Hamilton, Rusty Kruger, Hayden Klein, and Scotty Taylor, as a team collectively, it wouldn't be possible. But we also have some special sponsors through the Northwest. So Lithia Ford of Roseburg had reached out, and we put a deal together. Obviously, their race on Thursday, they sponsor the whole deal in Roseburg. So really exciting to have their logo on our car for the whole week. And, we'll hang out there at Lithia Ford on Thursday and get to meet everybody there. So that's super awesome. We also have Diamond Plastics on board, which is a good friend of ours with Specified Pipes. So always a little bit of special sponsors on the car when we go up north. And then, like anything, Lippert Construction, Danny Worth Sales, Cloud Valve Co., Vinyl Tech, Kiker, all them guys, they do a lot for us. We're very lucky to have a lot of sponsors on the car, and obviously Roger and Josh work really hard to make that happen. And I'm just very lucky.
Well, Trey Starks, still the Emperor of the North. I mean, man, my goodness, it doesn't matter what the year is on the calendar. If it's 410 racing in the Pacific Northwest, you guys have got a really dialed-in package when it comes to racing, specifically Skagit Speedway. But fastest 5 days in motorsports coming up, and going to be at some of the shows. And, I mean, it should be good. I mean, you won the Timber Cup before at Grays Harbor, had a really strong car at Grays Harbor last year too.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the grouping of races that's coming up here. I think it's going to be really exciting for everybody. I think it's going to be some good racing. We got some stout competition coming up, so everybody's going to have to be on their game. Really good time of the year in terms of racing in the Northwest.
Well, and, just the contingent of the drivers of the NARC 410 series, you're one of the guys that has seen a lot of these drivers firsthand on a lot of occasions throughout the years. So for them to have their talent come to you on some quote-unquote home ground, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think this year the competition in the 410 class, especially at Skagit, is better than it's ever been. So I think the NARC guys are going to have a little bit more resistance from the local Skagit guys than usual. So I think it's going to be a good battle. I think we're going to get a lot of them to come down to some of the other fastest 5 day shows too. So we should get really exciting racing all week, and then into Dirt Cup as well.
Well, Jim Raper Memorial Super Dirt Cup, I mean, it's pretty simple. You got to have a fast race car, but you have to have a little bit of luck on your side too. I mean, there's really no time at all, not even really in hot laps, where you can take it easy or have a chance of, it's okay, I'm okay with that result. You've got to be going like the whole entire time.
Yeah, for sure. I think last year was probably our best preliminary showing for Dirt Cup probably ever. And we were rolling really well actually until, just less than halfway through the feature on Saturday. We had some issues. But yeah, you're right. There is no time for rest. It starts out with qualifying. You got to qualify really good. And then by qualifying good means you have to pass a lot of cars all night, both prelim nights. So it's going to be intense. There's not going to be really any time to breathe. But that's exactly what Dirt Cup's all about. It's, go, go, go all the time. You better be fast, and you better be able to pass cars if you want to be towards the front on Saturday night. So, I'm feeling good about where we're at this year. I think we've, hit on some things in the last couple of weeks that are going to help us out when come Dirt Cup. And, I'm excited. This is one of the best times of the year for sure.
Well, and who are some of the people, as well as some of the sponsors and marketing partners, that's making all this possible for you to be at the stage that you are right now in your career?
Yeah, it's mainly myself, my brother Colin, my dad, and my grandpa helping out. Dallas Melby comes along as well and adds a lot of value to our team. As far as sponsors go, I mean, it's mainly products. We're pretty low key on our team. It's obviously funded by our own company, TNC Concepts. We've got fast J&J race cars, and Charlie Fisher puts a good engine under us. AL Driveline, Newland Bar Service, Melby Fab and Truck Repair, MetTech Bolts. Like I said, mainly just products. They help us get parts on the race car and help keep things moving. And we definitely couldn't do it without them. It's been really fun to see our little team excel here over the years.
Well, he's making his Pacific Northwest debut here in just a short little bit. Fastest 5 days in motorsports, Gage Garcia. And Gage, got to be really excited. 5 days of racing, then a couple days off, and then 3 big days of racing at Skagit Speedway for the Jim Raper Memorial Super Dirt Cup.
Yeah, I'm pumped. Really, the Dirt Cup's cool, but the 5 consistent days of racing is pretty awesome. I think it being right before Dirt Cup is huge. Being able to just get that many consistent laps from track to track, like it's unheard of. So it'll be the most racing by far that I've done consistently in my entire racing career. And so I think that, doing a couple of the micro speed weeks back in the day, it should be, a huge week for me. I should come out of the Oregon week, hopefully a couple steps better than I was going in. So, and then we can carry that momentum into Dirt Cup. And, Dirt Cup's one of those prestigious races to where, even making that show is huge. So I'm just really excited to race against some really good competition and log some laps the next couple of weeks. So yeah, man.
Well, and that was going to be my next question was, how do you approach something like this where it's completely uncharted waters, new territory? I guess you kind of go in with, we got no bad history, no good history. Like we're just going to go in and set the bar.
Yeah, man. I think, just, being able to go to a new track and compare it to something you've ran before and find similarities and run it like that is huge. And, I think that the opportunity for laps is huge. I have complete faith in my crew and race car and all those kind of things. So, I'm confident in all that, with Norm and everybody being on the crew, I think we'll be good in that sense. It's just getting the driver comfortable and getting going. So yeah, I'm excited.
Well, and in order for this to be possible, it takes a lot of people, obviously a lot of sponsorship, a lot of money, and you've got a great team that you race for. Who are some individuals and some folks that you'd like to send a shout out to real quick?
Yeah, just, the Keller Motorsports team in general, Brent, Mike, all their great sponsors, Justice Brothers, Monarch Ford, Crown Limousine, Dawson Malden Construction, just everybody that helps out. It's a huge team effort. And, not only those guys, but obviously Brent and Mike, Louise, my dad, these great people that are taking time off work to chase me up through Oregon and do all this racing with me. It's just the time and money commitment from everybody involved is huge, and I couldn't be more grateful for everyone.
Well, Bud Kaeding headed in the fastest 5 days in motorsports, 5 nights of action, 5 different tracks. If you like racing, if you're a fan or a driver, this is your cup of tea.
Yeah, definitely. There's got a night added this year, so that's good to see. And I don't know, over the last couple of years, seems like we're picking up a little steam. Seems like we got 16, 17 cars. Look like they'll be traveling at least the first 5 days until we get up to Skagit. We might lose a couple, maybe gain a couple more. So, yeah, definitely excited about the week getting started here. And, yeah, hopefully we can get some good runs together. I feel like we've been fast. Just been making dumb mistakes, made a few mistakes last week there in Placerville and took us out of contention of having a good run. So, yeah, hopefully you start getting some racing, man. I feel like we haven't raced at all this year, at this point with the rain or something else taking us out of it. So definitely ready to get moving.
Cottage Grove added to the mix. You alluded to that, the new making it 5 versus 4 days. That's a place you've been to, and you're actually, if I was looking through the roster, you're one of the only drivers with 410 experience at that racetrack. I'm sure excited to get back to the Grove.
It was a long time ago, so it's almost like a redo for me. So,
okay.
Well, I think that might have been like 2010, maybe 9. I don't even know. That was back when we had the Road to Dirt Cup on our way up. So, but yeah, I mean, feel like we've had some decent runs there. The couple of times that we had been there, over the last whatever, I guess 30 years here now, 29 years. And definitely happy to see it on the schedule and the schedule getting wider when we get to head up there and get some more racing in. So we're looking forward to getting there, and hopefully we can put together a good run there.
Well, and something to touch on that you pointed out a little earlier is it feels like it's kind of been a stop and go season a little bit with just how circumstances have went. But with these 5 days, it really gets you a chance to really get some good momentum, really build some steam, and the stakes get higher and higher because you go into the Jim Raper Memorial Super Dirt Cup, which is a big event as well. So why not ride a high tide when you're going into a big event?
I mean, that sounds good. As long as you're on the high end of the tide.
Sure.
It's really easy, especially with the intensity of racing these days, to get on the backside of it. And, five rough days leading into the Dirt Cup, which is obviously one of the biggest races in the country, let alone the West Coast. You definitely get yourself behind real easy. But, I don't know, we've got a solid group of guys with us. I think we're definitely prepared for it. And hopefully, like Big said, we can just click off some good runs and get ourselves on the damn victory circle. I mean, it's been way too long since I won a NARC race, and man, I feel like I say it all the time, but I feel like we've got all the ingredients there. We just got to get it all together at one time.
Well, and real quickly before I let you go, people that you'd like to thank. I know you're always appreciative of all the pit crew members as well as your sponsors and marketing partners.
Yeah, I mean, we have a solid group of guys, and then we have a lot of supporters up in the Northwest there with Brett and Gordon Smith with 10 Down Bowling and Top It. And, they've been helping my family for years when we head up that way. And Greg Van Zant with Vans Equipment Rentals up in Washington, and Vern Ringen with Ringen Construction. There's a lot of people that help us get this together, not just weekly but yearly. And it's good to get up that way and see all of our old fans and friends and all that kind of stuff. So definitely excited about the trip, and all these guys that help us get out with Dave Rios, BF Rios, and Alviso Rock, and Steve Williams, Eddie with AV Solutions, Swift Metal, High Five Pizza. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. I could take up your whole hour show or whatever. It's just thanking everybody that helps us keep it going and get it going, and I don't know. It sucks that everyone's always putting in the effort, and we're going kind of sliding the wrong way on the pendulum. But we got, like I said, everything here to win races. We just got to get it all together at the right time.
Well, Dominic Scelzi, former what was called fastest 4 days in motorsports champion. You got an opportunity to become the first fastest 5 days in motorsports champion. Big stretch coming up, and of course the Northwest Swing rounding up with the Jim Raper Memorial Super Dirt Cup. Got to be super excited for these action-packed races.
Yeah, absolutely. I love this Speed Week. We've always had a great time. We were able to win the last year. They did it in California. We won one of the races, and we were able to win the points, and then we won it. The first year it was the fastest 4 days on the way up to Dirt Cup, and we won one of the races and was able to win the points again. So two-time Speed Week champion. Last year we had a rough go at things, but I'm excited. I think we've got a lot of speed right now. I feel like the car's got good balance, and not racing for points, this gives us an opportunity to kind of race for a little bit smaller of a points championship. So the goal is to win the Speed Week points. I'd love to win a race or two on the way up, and hopefully on the way home we can have a $82,000 check or a $62,000, however much that dang Dirt Cup pays now. Hopefully we're having a big check in our pocket, and we've got a Speed Week championship as well.
Cottage Grove added in the mix. That was a big deal happening over the offseason, and with that track thrown in, Bud Kaeding's pretty much the only guy that has a little bit of experience there. So that's going to be, I think, a fun show because it's a little bit of a wild card race, even though a lot of guys have laps there, just not in a 410.
Yeah, I've never been there in a 410. My first time racing there was last season with the Northern Speed Week and the Southern Speed Week, and I really liked it. We got three completely different surfaces every time we went. And, we were fast every time. So I'm excited about getting there in a 410. That place, when it's slick and it's wide, it really suits my driving style a lot. So I'm hoping that we get some good racing surfaces, for all five of the nights. And, I would love to be able to win the first 410 race there in a long time.
Well, in order to make this all happen, I know it takes a dedicated crew, a great package as far as sponsors and marketing partners, and I know that you're super proud of all your supporters.
Absolutely. Without Scelzi Enterprise Transportation, there's no way this would be possible, but we've got huge partners like Whipple Superchargers and Redline Oil and Fuel Delivery Service and Napa Auto Parts that make this possible. So, without them, we wouldn't be able to go up. And, we're hoping that we can make them all proud and pick up some wins.
Well, race fans, that does it for this interview. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope that you continue to enjoy these upcoming interviews. We appreciate it if you would like and subscribe wherever you're listening, whether it's on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, wherever it's at. Give us a like and give us a subscription so that we can deliver more of these great interviews to you for your listening pleasure. In the meantime, wherever we're at, wherever you're listening, we hope you have a great rest of your day and a pleasant evening, and we will see you soon here at Highside Racing Promotions.